Today's episode of the Horselick Review is brought to you by Peach Wolf Designs. Peach Wolf Designs is a creator of metaphysical jewelry and accessories, made to order custom items from necklaces to bracelets and even earrings. Whether for a gift or for yourself, Peach Wolf Designs will create your piece with care and dedication. Choose the stones that most speak to you or maybe even your astrological sign. The choice is yours. Get a little more in touch with yourself, the earth, and heck, even the universe with Peach Wolf Designs. Find their storefront on Instagram at peachwolf.designs. That's peachwolf.designs on Instagram. And help us support small businesses.
Yes, and here we are. Welcome again to the Horselick Review.
What's the episode number?
17.
Okay.
17. I'm almost completely sure of that.
I have no idea.
Michael, why don't you come on over here closer to us without kicking my coffee over there, my friend. So how y'all doing? How are things?
Just kick the coffee away. Just come on over.
But, yeah. How things going, guys? Good? Great?
It'd be nice if it'd be nice if it wasn't hot as fucking hell.
Yeah, the weather has been kind of ass. I was supposed to didn't mow my yard because it's been too fucking hot. And then this morning, apparently, I go outside to water some tomato plants, and I see that it's already rained. So the grass was too wet this morning to mow. So I was like, son of a bitch. But anyway.
And it's going to be even harder.
That's my normal life stuff going on there, which is very interesting. Yard mowing, watering tomatoes, feeding the prisoner I have in my back building on my property in the very, very back. Lives in the building. He's chained there.
The one that screams and begs for death?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
I go out there every once in a while and play with his balls.
Yeah.
Give him trail mix.
Give him a little trail mix, little Coors Light. Usually Old Milwaukee.
But
if I don't have Old Milwaukee, I give him Coors.
But you take the M&Ms out of the trail mix, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I only leave in the pretzels, the nuts.
All the dry stuff.
All the really dry stuff. And then he washes it down with Old Milwaukee. But he has to drink it out of a giant, like one of those. I got one of those bottles that you feed like a baby cow. A huge nipple on it, you know? And that's what I put the Old Milwaukee in. But I let it get real warm out in the sun for about 6 to 8 hours.
Well, that's how it tastes good.
Yeah. That was me and Michael's first beer. Well, that was Milwaukee's best, red can.
That was the Beast, baby.
It was the Beast, yeah. Made by the same company, probably, though, I would say.
Probably.
But, yeah, we stole one single can.
Single
Hot can from my grandfather's kitchen. And we took it back to my room upstairs in the old farmhouse I grew up in, and we put it in a mason jar with some ice. And we drank Milwaukee's best beer for the first time. That was our first beer, I think, right?
So watered
We
down.
enjoyed our first beer together.
Yeah, and that's directly how I became an alcoholic. That's not true. But it might be.
One of the first beers I ever had, dude, it was like,
I really don't think it's true.
It was fucking sun warm too, and I guess it was some weird coffee beer that my buddy had found, and he's like, oh yeah, no, there's this old abandoned barn. We were broke into a building, and we threw some furniture up there. We can hang out.
That was the first beer you had?
It was the second one, because my dad tried to put me off to beer. He's like, here, taste this. It's nasty, isn't it? I was like, yeah, I guess.
No, but some of them taste really good.
Well, I was 7, and he had like just the grossest fucking beer. I don't even remember what it was. But the one in the barn, man, my buddy, so yeah, we put all this furniture up here. It's an abandoned ass barn. So we go out there, we're hanging out. We start drinking this shitty coffee beer that's been sitting there for a day. And then we hear this truck pull up. I'm like, dude, I don't think this barn's abandoned. You hear like this voice. I had to jump out of the fucking barn. Like the second floor of the barn where the couches and shit were.
So there was somebody in there?
No, somebody had pulled up while we were hanging out. Because he's like, yeah, it's abandoned. And it's like, no, it's fucking not, dude. I think somebody's mad that you broke into their building and put furniture up here. We're like 11 or 12.
They probably came back for their craft coffee beer.
Yeah. That they intentionally left in the sun.
So we had to jump out of a barn and then like climb over a barbed wire fence. It's just like, and then like ducked down, like in the tall grass, to make sure the dude's not looking, and like fucking army crawled back to this neighborhood.
Oh yeah, man! Like we did a lot of crazy shit when we were kids. Like I remember one time out in the Utica area where we grew up.
Not New York.
Yeah, Kentucky.
Not New York. Yeah, that's as much as the location as I'm getting.
Yeah.
I'm giving to my current location is Utica, Kentucky, because I'm not there anymore. But I'm not going to fully dox myself or anything. But anyway, there was this street we all played on, you know, for years, my cousins and friends. We'd all get into shenanigans, fighting, doing whatever, you know what I mean? But, like, there was this one section of woods, and we never even played in this woods, man. Like, I remember this. We never played in it, ever. But it was part of that, it was part of our world. So when, like, they had all these bulldozers and all these backhoes and all these different equipment over there. They were tearing down and logging this area. And we were all pissed, dude. I mean, as kids, like, extremely pissed off that they were logging this area and getting rid of all the trees. And so we snuck up there at night and, like, attempted and did, like, I think we might have cut brake lines. Like, I'm incriminating myself, but, like, on some kind of bulldozer or something.
Said you might have.
We
So
were
allegedly.
Allegedly.
And what's the statute of
we
limitations
were trying.
on that?
It was like we were like environmentalist kids. Like,
wow.
it was like, yeah. I mean, I don't think we actually. I didn't hear about anything or see anything, so I don't think we actually did anything. The trees are gone.
You did
Man,
not.
if you guys thought about it, you should have done some like weird shit, like written in the dirt or written with twigs. The trees are angry.
Yeah.
The trees know.
Please conceal.
All right, I'll start it off, I guess. Hold on, I'm gonna try to click this link. Here we go. And I got all of my articles. I had a suggestion from an anonymous listener that also suggested a great video. Look it up. You can find it. I don't have the name here, but about the headbanging horse. It loves heavy metal and hard rock music. It's great. But this anonymous listener also sent me, said you can get some good stories from this site. So I went to odditycentral.com to look up some stories for today. And I found some pretty good ones. My first one is cheating husband sues Apple for accidentally exposing infidelity to his wife. And it says a UK man has tried to take tech giant Apple to court for $6.3 million, accusing the company of revealing his private messages with other women to his wife by synchronizing his iPhone with the family iMac.
Well, we got away with it too if it wasn't for that damn Steve Jobs.
In the last few years of his marriage, Richard, not the man's real name, Dick, has been soliciting the services of sex workers whom he had messaged using his personal iPhone.
They're not your friends, Richard.
He had always been very careful to delete the messages from his phone, but claimed not to have known that Apple makes it possible to share messages via its various platforms when logging into the same account. One day, when his wife logged into the same family account in the iMac, she discovered years of spicy messages between Dick and multiple other women
Spicy
who
Dick.
turned out to be sex workers.
Between
She
Dick
ended
and
up
puss.
divorcing him and walking away with over $6.3 million.
Who messages sex workers?
Yeah.
Oi, oi.
And Dick blames Apple for everything he wants the American company compensate him. So, yeah. If you were told a message is deleted, you were entitled to believe it's deleted, Dick told the Times. If the message had said these messages are deleted on this device, there would have been no clue. Wait, there would have been a clue. These messages are deleted on this device only would have been a much clearer indicator. Sorry, I mucked that all up. But the guy is just saying that all phones and computers are like that. They tell you it's fucking deleted. But if somebody that knows how to do it can get the fuck on there and get everything you've ever done. Mm-hmm. Like, this has been known for how long now? Decades?
I mean, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, they
About two.
catch stupid fucking criminals, murderers, and all that shit all the time with this stuff. Like, I mean, this guy's an idiot. Like, He's just trying to get back what he lost in his divorce, which I think is funny.
Yeah.
But other than that,
I can't believe they lied to me. Like I lied to my wife.
It just goes on about iPhone, blah blah many cases, blah 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 blah, just how everything works, and I don't think Apple doesn't really
my
care.
sexy secrets.
Apple doesn't really care,
No.
and
Thought I missed that part.
He's in the UK,
he
man.
was from UK.
Oh.
But yeah, so the guy's an idiot. He's trying to sue Apple. He's gonna lose, I'm
Probably.
sure.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't have $6.3 million to pay a fucking lawyer now.
Yeah,
His wife has it. Can you imagine? I hope he's like, "Oi, can I borrow some money to make some money?"
Yeah, why would you text? I mean, what are you texting?
I mean,
Don't you like find them? I don't really know. But
I don't either. I just remember the 80s and 90s style prostitutes. And depictions in movies. You stop at a stoplight or a stop sign, and they're walking up to you and, "Hey, honey, wanna have a good time?"
You never seen him walking around? Like, for real? None of y'all have ever seen, like, one out and
Oh,
about?
I'm sure I've seen
Yeah.
but that's, I said that. I've always thought that's how they approach you, and that's how you.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's
hook
like,
up with a
there's like the
prostitute.
high dollar ones, that have, like, business cards
Yeah,
and shit
but
that.
you call it, or you go.
Yeah,
there.
but you're not, like, leaving them messages.
You're not like texting them. No,
Yeah.
I just no.
I mean, it is the future. But,
It is the future of sex work.
yeah, soft white underbelly.
Yeah, the YouTube
Dude,
channel.
Yeah, he interviews a lot of prostitutes. They look like prostitutes, dressed like
Well, I mean, yeah.
prostitutes. I don't know.
Yeah, none
Yeah.
of them are probably showing them phone messages.
Yeah.
Oi, you want this dick?
I mean,
What, you get it every Tuesday
bright
in
red-
exchange for money?
Bright red tube top, leather skirt, mini skirt. Like that's what they all wear, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's holes everywhere, mesh.
Mesh, fishnets.
I had one come up to me like
Stereotype.
I had one come up to me like
It's
on my
not
way home
stereotypes.
years back. I was like trying to get a ride, and I was like, "No, I know what this is." Like,
Yeah. I was
like,
trying
no,
to get
I'm
at
good.
me. I can pay you for that ride.
No, I'm good.
Whoa.
And
Microphone.
also, I don't want to hit an ATM.
Shit.
All right, I got a bunch of the runaway zebras and horses fucking stories that up from last week.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, we'll keep it in the UK. Runaway horses, or I'm sorry, runaway horses gallop through central London, blazing a path of mayhem and injuries. But anyway, 5 military horses, including one seemingly covered in blood, got loose in central London early Wednesday. Early Wednesday,
Nice.
galloping through rush hour crowds, smashing into vehicles and injuring several people before being recaptured. First of all, they're military horses. These are not well-trained horses.
Trained for
Well,
war.
wouldn't they be well-trained horses? if
You,
they're military
no,
horses?
they're not well-trained if they're doing this shit.
Obviously. I guess they escaped.
Yeah, what horrors have they seen? Are these veteran horses?
What are they? Military still have horses?
I guess, dude.
Just in case.
They have to be for show, like for
Yeah,
the
a show of force.
royal shit.
No,
Like,
a
you
show
know,
of
like
force. They
royal-
probably just fucking airdrop them in. And it's like, man, if these motherfucking limeys are going to charge us with horses, what won't they do?
Yeah.
A number of military working
Release the
horses.
turtles.
A number of military working horses became loose during routine exercise this morning. A spokesperson for the Ministry of Defense told NPR. See, they're taking them out in exercises, so apparently
It's so weird.
it's in case the Vikings attack.
We know what to do.
Yeah, those fucking Swedes are coming. All of the horses have now been recovered and returned to camp. According to the ministry, 6 soldiers and 7 horses from the household cavalry. See, they've still got a cavalry, dude.
That's-
Specifically, the lifeguards, the most senior regiment of the British Army. You think they got fucking horses? They might be the most senior, possibly even the most useless wing of your army. We're conducting an extended exercising of horses around London, known as the Watering Order. What? About a mile into their journey, as they pass by a construction site in the Belgravia area, the sound of concrete hitting the ground caused the horses to spook. Wait. So the sound of concrete, the sound of just regular construction spooked these horses. Never mind, gunfire, bombs, cannons,
Airplanes, jets. Not airplanes. We don't use airplanes for anything anymore. Helicopters.
Well, you still use jets.
Yeah, that's a jets. Like we don't use old air. Just like
No.
we don't use airplanes anymore.
Even so,
war.
yeah, but it's like World War One. If they had like one of those old biplanes, these horses wouldn't have stood up to that.
No.
5 of the horses bolted, unseating 4 soldiers. 3 soldiers were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, and the horses kept running.
Yeah, they could have been Christopher Reeve.
Yeah, they could have been. I was about to actually make a comment. We are aware of a number of horses that are currently loose in central London and are working with colleagues, including the army, to locate them, Westminster Police wrote on Twitter. Just after 9 a.m. local time. Over roughly 2 hours, the horses wove a destructive path some 6 miles of the city. Bystanders and British news outlets flooded social media with footage of 2 saddled horses, one black and one white. Show of racial unity.
Nice.
With bright red liquid covering its chest and legs, hurtling through busy city streets. The horses were out for blood. Reports and photos emerged of horses smashing into vehicles, panicking commuters, and knocking at least one person to the street. A cab driver named Sean told BBC Radio London that he saw a parked Mercedes with its side smashed in and covered in blood. The company Big Bus Tours said a horse had run into one of its parked double-decker buses. No one was injured, but photos show a massive crack.
Just ran into it.
Crack in the bus's window.
That means it was like extremely distressed. It just like ran right into a big-ass bus. Tour bus.
Yeah, it was scared of British people.
Why do they even have them? Just get rid of them.
Yeah, if you're not going to train them, Jesus Christ.
Just give them to somebody who wants some horses. Like, you don't need them.
Give them to
obviously.
Eyewitness Bashir Aiden told the Telegraph he saw a soldier fall to the ground, screamed in pain after one of the horses ran into a car.
The hell?
The horses come down this route every day, but today the horse looked stressed or panicked, he added. I saw the horse run away after it hit a bus. People were screaming and running all over. A spokesperson...
Thought the war had started.
Yeah. Damn it, the Norwegians are here! A spokesperson for the London Ambulance Service confirmed to NPR that 4 people were injured across 3 separate incidents, and all were taken to the hospital for treatment. The first, at 8:25 a.m. local time, involved a person being thrown from a horse on Buckingham Palace Road. 2 minutes later, responders were alerted of reports of an incident with a horse on Belgrave Square involving 2 victims. They got a third call at 8:35 a.m. about another incident with a horse, this time at junction of Chancery Lane and Fleet Street over 2 miles east of Belgrave Square. The London Fire Brigade. See, dude, they summoned all the, everything but the King's horses from the Humpty Dumpty rhyme, and all the King's men couldn't do shit.
Nope. As always.
The London Fire Brigade said in a statement that its crews helped respond after a person fell from a horse in Belgrave Square. They also responded to the scene of 2 collisions, including one near Victoria Railway Station, where a horse was involved in a collision with a taxi. Maybe that's what it is. That's the motivation. Horses used to have jobs. Taxis replaced them. Maybe these are like Ted Kaczynski horses, and they're rejecting modernity. They want to return to their prime, the golden age of horses.
Maybe they were also forced into military service.
That's true too. They were impressed into military. Yeah, these are American horses. That's what it is.
You think they listen to metal?
Maybe.
I hope so, because
no, probably not.
All they needed to do was play some metal music.
No,
honestly, watch that video.
Not industrial, dude. Because if concrete fucking being smacked fucking spooked him, industrial's gonna make him go nuts.
Yeah, they need more horses like the ones in that video.
All the beeps and boops scare them.
Shortly before 10 a.m. local time, City of London police tweeted that officers had contained 2 horses on the highway near Limehouse, which is in London's East End, about 6 miles away from Buckingham Palace, and were waiting for the army to transport them to veterinary care. About half an hour later, Westminster police said the rest of the horses had been accounted for, concluding a frenzied search but leaving many unanswered questions. What are some of y'all's unanswered questions?
Why the fuck they have horses in their military in the first place? It's 2024. Like, it has to just be for like royal parades type military bullshit, right? Like all for show with the royal family and crap.
Probably.
Most likely.
Yeah, I mean that's the.
If
somebody knows, they can go on and they can text.
Everything,
listeners are able to text us, and if anybody wants to fill us in on why the hell the UK still has horses in their military,
like everything,
fill us in.
Probably could have been prevented by not having a fucking useless monarchy that does nothing but leech your resources.
Yeah.
And provide you with nothing.
Yeah.
A black horse in it.
I'm going to listen. God. Take that back.
Yeah. I knew I should have done it.
Oi, I can't believe you're talking about the royal family that way. How dare you talk about them? They're generationally inbred, and that's why we listen to their wisdom.
I'm more on the side of like Idols, and they're a British band, so I just say they've just ever since the Queen died, which they always said that had the thing with the Queen is dead and had pictures of Princess Diana, but also now they just have fuck the king all the time on shit, like
great.
All the time. But
why do you still have that?
yeah, exactly. All right, what I got next is also from OddityCentral.com. Floating corpse in rural pond turns out to be a napping man.
I was so tired I thought I was dead.
The residents of an Indian village recently called the police about a floating human body in their pond, but it turned out to be a man taking a nap and cooling off on a hot summer day.
Blame him.
Yeah. To their credit, the people of Reddipuram, Kovalakunta, a village in India's Andhra Pradesh state, didn't immediately panic, and I probably butchered the names, but I tried, and called the police when they noticed a motionless human body in their pond. They tried calling out to it when they first spotted it, around 7 a.m., but they got no answer. And seeing as the body didn't move until 12 p.m., they finally decided to call the authorities. A police unit and emergency services rushed to the scene, where they indeed discovered a human body floating in the water. Only what looked like a corpse turned out to be an inebriated man napping in the water after a grueling 10-day work stint at a local quarry.
Really don't blame him.
Yeah. A short clip posted
He was
online.
probably also busting concrete, dude.
Yeah.
It was all connected.
It is. A short clip posted online by investigative journalist Sudhakar Udamula, I don't know, shows one of the braver police officers walking in the water and pulling the body by an arm, only to have the floating man suddenly spring to life, surprised at all the attention. People around him can be heard bursting into laughter as the dead man struggles to make sense of what is happening. The resurrected man told police that he had overindulged in a bit too much alcohol after 10 days of hard work in a nearby quarry, so he decided to go for a swim in the pond to cool off. Only he got tired pretty quickly, and he nodded off in the water. He went into such a deep sleep that he never heard the people yelling at him from the water's edge. He was just floating on his back, passed out. How lucky.
That's talented.
Like,
That sounds like the life, dude.
Yeah. No, he's done that before.
Yeah, that's not. It's
like-
not lucky. He's right. He's done that
you see
before.
the video, look, he's in his jeans. Like,
Now look, dude, if he had passed out like face first, he would have breathed in and woke up real quick.
it says a similar video went viral a couple of years ago when a Bangkok man floating in the water canal was mistaken for a dead body. He only showed signs of life when someone jumped in the water and tried to grab his arm.
Ah, sea creature.
Yeah, so don't be alarmed if you see a body floating in your pond for
Yeah, it's just
5 hours.
Yeah,
It's just
wait
an
5 hours to call the cops.
It's just an exhausted working man.
It's just a man trying to cool off after a hard week and a half work in the rock quarry. I wonder if that was like 10 full days. No, I'm sure it got 12.
Non-stop.
Yeah.
Fuck you, pussy, and your white collar job. I'm having me a river nap. Y'all wouldn't know shit about that.
What's next on the docket?
Zebras got loose near highway exit, gallop into Washington community before most are corralled.
Are these war zebras?
I don't know. We'll find out.
Washington State?
This is from the AP. Yeah, Washington State. North Bend, Washington. It was an unusual wildlife sighting Sunday when 4 zebras escaped from their trailer and galloped into a Washington neighborhood. I mean, I know it doesn't mean this, but I like the idea that the zebras own a trailer.
That's what I was
live
thinking.
in a trailer park.
His roommates.
They're all hanging out.
Yeah. Chewing,
They're all drinking, smoking.
yeah, making meth
they're
and
like-
chewing fruit stripe gum.
Yeah.
Because their
They're like,
faces
"Hey,
are on
let's
it.
just go. Let's just go, man.
Doo-doo.
3 of the 4 black and white striped animals, yeah, they're fucking zebras. That was unnecessary sentence article. Were quickly captured by the fate of the fourth, but the fate of the 4th wasn't immediately known Monday. Washington State Patrol Trooper Rick Johnson said the zebras were being transported from Washington to Montana when the driver took the Interstate 90 exit for North Bend, located about 30 miles southeast of Seattle, to secure the trailer. That's when the zebras bolted. Witness Dan Barrett of North Bend told King TV of Seattle that he was in disbelief when he saw the zebras eating grass off the side of the off-ramp. I probably would be too. Can you just imagine? Like, you're sitting there driving, and all of a sudden, like, there's zebras grazing by the highway. Not even fucking horses.
You'd probably be like your normal drive. You kind of glance over for a second, and then like, what the? Like double take. I'd stop and try to ride them, probably, or rub them.
Like one,
Right.
one though. One you can like, that escaped from a zoo.
Yeah, like Racing Stripes. You ever see that movie? It's my dream.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, how come you don't see? Is there zebra racing?
I don't know, but Racing Stripes was a zebra racing horses.
Was he faster?
Oh, he was fast. Fastest zebra in town.
And the only zebra in town. He and other drivers helped protect the zebras from the busy nearby interstate. Dude, first of all, protect the zebras like they're not going to be freaked out by like 4 humans. Ah, bus!
They found us.
That's the other thing too. They're going to put us back in that shitty trailer. It was hot.
Yeah. Ran out of beer.
As drivers, god damn it! Hold on. Stupid pop up.
Pop up.
As the driver on the off ramp pulled over to make a makeshift fence to block the animals from the highway. So literally, 4 fucking to your mind, because you're a zebra, hairless monkeys fucking start building a fence around you.
So they were in this trailer, but where did they belong?
I guess they were going to Seattle.
They're being transported to the zoo?
Well, to Seattle. It didn't say like why. The zebra. It could have been like it might have even been an exotic animal collector.
They're probably pretty used to interaction with people, I'd say.
Maybe. Why you think this exotic animal collector in question is just like, I'm gonna fuck these zebras?
Maybe.
I'm gonna start carrying around fruit stripe gum just in case.
Yeah.
Here, buddy.
You run into a zebra? You escaped a zebra?
The zebras then began heading toward town, trotting past brunch patrons. Great. At a restaurant near the interstate exit. Soon after, 3 of the AWOL zebras were in Whitney Blomquist's backyard. I called someone and was like, so I found the missing zebras. They're in my yard. Yeah, not sure what to do, Blomquist said. The zebras then ran to a neighboring yard where 2 were captured with the help of rodeo professionals.
Oh, cool.
That's pretty awesome. That's got to be a change of pace for them.
Yeah. Wrangling some zebras.
I never thought these skills would be practical.
I mean,
out in the city.
Have that on your resume, your life experiences. I wrangled several zebras 1 year.
What other rodeo star can say that? Oh, horses?
Gave him some fruit stripe gum, last 30 seconds.
I got out my lasso there and she wrangled me right up there and rolled that zebra back into town. I mean, I'd love to be able to say that.
None of them sounded like Chris Rock, goddammit. The baby of the herd was corralled later.
One.
Johnson posted photos of the loose zebras on the social platform Twitter, because I'm not fucking calling it X. This is a first for me and all at Wa State Patrol. Troopers involved, he wrote. Crazy! And the article abruptly ends.
I like it when they do like that. I got this one here. It's another one from OddityCentral.com. It's another lawsuit story. Mm-hmm. A woman sues company for paying her to do nothing for 20 years.
I won't even tell anybody.
Yeah, I'd be happy to be paid to do nothing for 20 years.
Yeah, a French woman is taking telecom giant Orange to court for moral harassment and discrimination at work, accusing the company of paying her for 20 years without giving her any tasks.
Shut up, lady.
Yeah.
Lawrence Van Wassenhove, or however you say that more French, was recruited as a civil servant for France Telecom in 1993 before the company was taken over by Orange. Her original employer knew that she was hemiplegic, partial paralysis of the face and limbs from birth, and suffered from epilepsy, and offered her a position adapted to her medical conditions. She worked as a secretary and in the HR department until 2002 when she asked
That's
to be
why
transferred.
you did nothing. You were in the HR department.
Yeah, she asked to be transferred to another
This is
region
HR.
of France. Her request was approved, but her new workplace was not adapted to her needs. And an occupational medicine report confirmed that the position was not suited for her. Despite this, Orange allegedly failed to make any adjustments to her job, preferring to pay her full salary for the next 20 years without giving her anything to do.
Win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a win, but I can see feeling like, oh, you know what I mean? They're just don't think I can do anything. But at the same time, they're just paying you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you get to retire after 20 years? Shit. Go find another fucking job, collect that paycheck, and get the easy retirement.
Yeah. Despite Orange's best efforts to ignore Van Wassenhove, the disabled woman did her best to report the situation to the government and the high authority for the fight against discrimination. In 2015, a mediator appointed by Orange was mandated to resolve the situation, but things didn't improve at all, as the company continued to pay her without assigning her any tasks. Her lawyers claim that the telecom giant was thus trying to coerce her into quitting her job. Which I've heard of situations at other companies. I won't name the... Well, I will. There's a company called UniFirst, and there was one particular situation similar to this, but much more blatant that happened, locally that I know of, that there was a guy who was physically disabled.
Uh-huh.
He worked in a specific section that he could do his work fine. At his own pace, was physically able.
Yeah.
The company pretty much decided they didn't want him anymore, but they weren't going to fire him because they knew they could get in trouble, So they put him in sew and seal section, which was you put this patches, so there's patches on the uniforms and shit like that. He couldn't keep up physically with the quota, so they had a reason to let him go.
Well, see, but that's more blatant and
Yeah,
fucked
that's more
up
blatant.
because they weren't trying to pay him for 20 years.
Yeah. Yeah, this was different
it's
because
opposite.
yeah.
See, that's good old American exploitation right there, where it's actually fucking harmful to the fucking human being.
Right.
Instead of French exploitation, where it's like, oh, cool, you win anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Says
money.
here, they prefer to pay her than make her work, Lawrence's lawyer said, adding that the woman has filed a complaint against the company and 4 of its managers for moral harassment and discrimination at work linked to her health condition. Work for a person with a disability means having a place in society, recognition, social bonds that are created, and the social bonds that are created, the woman's lawyer said, which I understand that.
I do get that. But
in this case,
again,
Lawrence Van
You still have a
Westenhoek
title. You can
was
still say-
denied all this by being put on the shelf, quote, for 20 years in the hope that she would quit.
Carpe diem, lady.
But I mean,
again, get another job, collect the check. Fuck them.
Why don't-
They're going
why-
to. They're going. Wait a minute.
by them saying they think that they were wanting her to quit, I don't think she would have been collecting any more money if she would have quit.
Yeah, but
she
don't
stayed for 20 more years. Isn't that what it's saying
but
here?
that's she would have to report to work, I guess. Well, then you know what you do? You find an online job and you work on the fucking clock until they give you,
Yeah, what else are you gonna do?
they're not giving you a task.
Yeah, it's a weird situation, but at the same time, they're like, yeah, it's not like what the thing I brought up about UniFirst. It's like, yeah, it's weird. I understand about being valued and being part of the community.
No, I get that.
And like all that stuff, but it's like, yeah, it's fucking weird, man.
Don't quit your job. Fuck them. They're gonna pay you for 20. They're gonna pay you for 20 years. They're losing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're still there. You're showing up.
You got your bills paid.
I
don't get it.
French newspapers contacted Orange about Van Wassenhof's case, and the company said that it had done everything to ensure that the woman worked in the best conditions possible. The company also claimed to have taken the woman's personal social situation into account and to have paid her the full salary continuously plus several non-refundable aids. A return to work in adapted positions was apparently also planned, but it never materialized because the employee was regularly on sick leave. 4 years ago, we wrote about another bizarre case where a French man sued his employer over a boring job that eventually made him depressed. Oh,
Can
God.
I sue?
There was a link to that, but we might cover that one next time or something.
Yeah, like, save that one. Jeez, dude. Is there legal precedent for, like, suing for a soul-crushing job?
Yeah. 'Cause, I mean,
Man,
apparently,
I need a lawyer.
apparently in France there is.
Dude, we need friends. Like, they're better than us in certain ways, dude. We need France's legal system.
In a lot of ways.
do they have pizza parties? Or
Because
like
they actually have
pizza
worker
parties?
protections.
Worker protections. And
They actually protest and get shit done when bad stuff happens in
it's
France.
a real democracy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, what's up next on your list there, sir?
Well, also near Seattle, escaped zebra captured near Seattle after gallivanting around Cascade Mountain foothills for days.
This is a zebra from a different group of zebras.
Yeah. Apparently, dude, I'm telling you,
Zebras be wild.
the equestrian family has some shit going on. You got these bloodthirsty Londoner zebras, probably trying to overthrow the monarchy, so
No, you mean
more power
horses.
to them. Yeah, well, horses, my bad. And then we got these zebras that are escaping captivity, and then we got this lone rogue zebra.
No telling what he was planning.
Yeah. Probably a loner on himself, building bombs. Probably trying to find someone with thumbs to assist him to build those bombs.
Not
He's got the plans in his head, he just doesn't have the thumbs.
Not every zebra is the Unabomber. I don't know what the hell I was trying to say there.
Not every zebra. I'd just be happy if any zebra was the Unabomber. Can you imagine? It's not Ted Kaczynski.
Pull the hood back and it's a zebra.
They go to unmask. They go to unmask.
Yeah, it's like,
They go to unmask Ted Kaczynski.
Yeah,
It's a fucking zebra.
he looks like a dude with sunglasses, but as soon as you pull the hood off, it's a
And I would have
zebra.
gotten away with it if it wasn't for you damn
Whatever.
kids. Seattle, also from the AP. A zebra that has been hoofing through the foothills of western Washington for days was recaptured Friday evening, nearly a week after she escaped. Oh, no, wait. Damn. This is the zebra. It is the zebra, but it's the same zebras, but this is the one they couldn't account for.
Oh.
Because it escaped with 3 other zebras from a trailer near Seattle. So that's what happened. This zebra was actually gone for a week.
Damn. Living off the land.
Off the
Building a new
grid.
life for herself.
Oh, well, it kind of sucks that it isn't just an isolated zebra, but at the same time, great. Local residents and animal control officers corralled the zebra named Shug.
Shug Stripe.
Shug Strike.
You guys on theme song when you see them?
In the community of Riverbend, about 30 miles east of Seattle, the Regional Animal Services of King County wrote this on its website. The zebra seemed to be in good condition, despite her nearly week-long adventure in the woods. The agency was probably,
She's probably just grazing.
probably happy as fuck. Looking at all the weird American animals.
They're actually getting to eat green grass. You see
Yeah.
what they eat in fucking Africa? Out in fucking dry-ass plains.
Tobacco grass?
Yeah.
Not having to worry about too many predators.
Yeah,
Like,
nothing gonna eat them. I mean,
Well,
mountain lion might
bears
attempt it.
bears and shit, but not like predatory cats.
Yeah, not a lion.
except for a
or
mountain lion.
hyenas and leopards and like.
Do they got wolves in Seattle? Maybe a wolf.
I mean, there's probably some wolves in Washington. So, I don't know. They're killing them like crazy now.
Shug was one of 4 zebras that escaped as they were being transported from Washington to Montana last Sunday. And we'll skip that part. 3 were easily captured.
We already know that part of the story.
Oh, hold on.
Give it to me. Lay it on me.
Hold on.
Bleem.
Some area residents spotted Shug on their trail cameras, and that sparked some concern since the cameras also recently captured cougars in the area. Oh, see, that's what Shug had to worry about.
I think a zebra's too big for a cougar. I think a cougar would be like, I'm gonna let this. I'm gonna go after something else. A deer's all right, but a zebra's pretty thick, and you know what I mean. Like, I don't think a cougar's probably would like back down from that.
I just want a light snack.
But a bear for sure.
Yeah,
I feel like a bear, if it was hungry enough, would probably go after it.
probably. I wonder if a bear would like the taste of zebra. I
I
wonder
would
what.
love it.
How do you know?
Zebra's delicious. You've never had zebra?
But
the
the
French-
flavor only lasts 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Like horse? Yeah.
That's what Bruce Strike gum is made out of. Zebra flesh.
Zebra gelatin.
Michael, I'm gonna kill
Apparently, the
I
King
got
County
long
officials
legs.
closed off trail access along the trail, but people kept trying to see the zebra. Let's see. Owner Christine Keltgen previously told the Seattle Times she bought the zebras in Lewis County, Washington. Oh, there we go. So somebody did buy them. And was bringing them to a petting zoo she runs near Anaconda in southwestern Montana.
Anaconda?
Yeah, she's going to bring them to Anaconda to sacrifice them?
Anaconda? Was Ice Cube, Jennifer Lopez there? John Voight with the hostile alien robots?
Her Anaconda don't want none unless those zebras got buns, son.
Yes.
She'd been on the road for about 2 hours when she noticed
That is correct.
One of the trailer's floor mats were flapping and dragging behind her.
Flapping into the dragon.
When she opened the door to adjust the mat, the zebras ran out. Several people stopped to help corral. Yep. Shug will now be transported to Montana to join the rest of the Dazzle. Apparently, that's what a group of zebras is called. Is a
It's
Dazzle.
Rat Group.
A dazzle of zebras?
Dazzle.
Or group of zebras.
Shug Stripe.
Shug Stripe.
That's what I said earlier. Shug Stripe.
Regional Animal Services of King County said, "You know what a herd of unicorns is called, right?
What?
A blessing.
A blessing of
Blessing
unicorns?
unicorns.
I've only seen one, but that's
One
a story for
unicorn?
a different time.
That's a story for a different time.
But I have seen one.
So they caught her. She's good.
Yep. On her way to Montana.
On her way to Montana.
To the petting zoo, where the other three went, apparently.
Oh, beautiful.
So Shug Stripe and that dazzle.
And they're... It's Shug Stripe and the
Dazzle
Dazzle.
of zebras.
It can be seen now. It can now be seen in Montana at the whatever petting zoo.
And we are not telling you to go liberate the zebras.
Shug Stripe and the Dazzles. All right. What do I get next? Okay. Some more from Oddity Central for me. Young woman dating 7 pensioners at once sparks controversy.
What?
That sounds like Tuesday, dude.
Lena, a young Colombian woman involved in a polyamory relationship with 7 pensioners, has been accused of taking advantage of elderly men for financial gains. Hailing from the city of Barranquilla, Lena has become the talk of an entire country after her unusual story went viral online. After a series of disappointing romantic relationships with men her own age, the young woman realized that she could achieve emotional and financial stability a lot easier if she targeted pensioners instead. Reflecting after yet another failed relationship, Lena remembered that her neighbor's elderly husband always flirted with her, and she understood that she was a lot more desirable to pensioners because they would give anything to be with a woman her age. So she started spending time in parks and other places where lonely old men usually hang out, feeding birds and staring off into the void.
I wish I were dead.
Also Hardee's in the morning.
And she is now in a polyamorous relationship with 7 pensioners who all support her financially. It's a picture of her with 5 of them.
Blurred out.
Yeah, their eyes, they're censored.
Is
But
it a bukkake photo? Or?
no, it's just them standing smiling. I mean, she's the only one that looks super happy. I mean, most of the guy in the middle looks kind of happy, but he looks like he's forcing his smile. The rest of them are kind of they don't really look like they wanted to take the picture, but that's okay. After analyzing all my relationships, I started to think, you don't have to ask old people for anything. They give everything because at their age, they're not going to get a woman like me. That's why I decided to look for my old pensioners, Lena told Ultima Valle. They are going to keep me happy all the time. Lena's 7 elderly boyfriends, Carlos, Simon, Jesus, Pablo, Manuel, and 2 more who did not reveal their names.
This is like a Colombian Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs.
Yeah, all know about each other and are allegedly okay with sharing the young woman.
It's Snow Blanco.
I mean, why wouldn't they be okay?
Snow Blanco and the 7 pensioners.
They're all a bunch of old perverts, They're just like, hey, let's just share this chick. Yeah. They are all responsible for covering Lena's expenses and helping her with household chores, cleaning, doing laundry, cooking, etc.
Let's
and
all
they
have
compete
a party
for
and
her,
snow boner pills.
and they compete for her affection.
Yeah.
Describing her polyamorous arrangement as more like a business than a romantic relationship, Lena explained that she rewards her boyfriends for their generosity by sharing the bed more often with those who give her more money every month.
And sometimes it's probably like they probably all have to pop a Viagra, and then whoever wins the sword fight
Ooh,
gets to have sex with her.
Lena's story recently went viral in South America, and feedback from the general public has been all over the place. Some think that she should be in jail for taking advantage of elderly people, while others declare her admiration for her cunning and congratulate her on finding an easy way to financial stability. Lena herself doesn't really care what anyone thinks, claiming that as long as she and her partners are fine with the arrangement, nothing else matters. I kind of agree with that, I guess. I mean, it's gross, though.
They're all consenting adults.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
it sounds like sex work, but...
is it emotionally manipulative? Most likely. But is it illegal? It shouldn't be. I don't know what the fucking laws in Colombia are.
If they want to do it, they're all on board, and she's on board. But it's like, she's openly saying she does it.
Yeah, she's not playing
for... financial stability and get things she likes and money. If they want to do it, more power to them, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatevs.
Good job, bro.
What else you got?
Rose?
All right, I only picked this one because I always, I enjoy Puxatawny Phil, the groundhog that predicts our weather.
He is quite handsome.
But,
how old is he now? Like 300?
I don't know. I don't know if one... It's from the AP, but Puxatawny Phil's babies are named Shadow and Sunny. Just don't call them the heirs apparent.
Phil named his sons Shadow and Sunny. He named them, too, I guarantee it.
I am sure. Oh, dude, I always like the fact...
Shadow the Groundhog?
This shit kills...
Think about that.
It always kills me, like, you get these assholes running around and like, the United States is a Christian nation, when it obviously, A, isn't, if you read the Constitution that they say they love. Yeah. But, I just... it's a Christian nation. Now let's listen to this fucking magical forest rat tell us how the weather's gonna be. The wizard groundhog says it's gonna be cold longer. Like, come the fuck on, dude.
Don't put your jacket up yet.
I wonder how many people still believe believe in that still.
More than you probably think.
Yeah, you'd probably be amazed.
I love God, country, Jesus, and Puxatawny Phil in that order. I know when to plant my corn because of Puxatawny Phil. You shut the fuck up.
Hey, what are they? The farmers' almanacs.
Yeah,
those things are pretty amazing.
Yeah, they are. There's a secret formula to how they're generated, and they predict the weather.
Yeah, better than planting. My dad used them for all the time.
And those are made by actual wizards.
Yeah. No, Puxatawny Phil dictates them. He whispers to the trees in a magical druidic language, and then they tell him when the weather's going to change, and that's how the Farmer's Almanac is written.
Maybe.
He knows.
I like to think that it's like some kind of weird, real hillbilly wizards somewhere, like on a mountain or in a cave.
Yeah, they're talking to Puxatawny Phil. They're sending smoke signals to him. He's throwing soil up into the air, counting the grains, and then he fucking crawls into their skulls and whispers how the weather's gonna be. But anyway,
you learn something new every day.
From the AP, Puxatawny, Pennsylvania. Puxatawny, this is from Pennsylvania. Puxatawny Phil's offspring now have names that just might help the famed weather forecasting wizard groundhog, to predict when spring will begin. They
left that part out on accident.
Yeah, they must have. Don't want to give away his title. Phil's human handlers, as opposed to his spirits that he summons.
His spirit handlers
from the ether, chose Mother's Day to announce that the two kits born this spring to Phil and his partner Phyllis are named Sunny and Shadow. Sunny is a female, Shadow is male. Each spring, Phil makes a prediction about the length of the remaining winter, according to tradition, and, various arcane magic rites.
Arcane magic.
If he sees his shadow, there will be 6 more weeks of cold. This year, Phil did not see his shadow, and therefore predicted an early spring. See, what they don't tell you, though, is, sometimes he sees his shadow, sometimes he doesn't see his shadow. If his shadow openly attacks him, that's when you know the world's about to end.
Yeah, that hasn't
happened yet.
Obviously.
Yeah, or we'd all be dead. These kits of his are not replacements. They're not the heir apparent. I wonder if that means they ain't got the magic.
They don't. They ain't got what Phil's got.
Not yet.
Yeah,
they gotta learn. They gotta be taught.
Yeah, is it taught, or is it more is it in your blood, or is it both?
Well, I don't think there. There's probably many tests. There's all this stuff. All this stuff with Phil goes on underground. You know, like in the world of wizards and groundhogs.
Yeah.
So like, we don't really
My favorite
know.
tabletop game, by the way. Wizards and Groundhogs.
But so we don't really know what goes on down there. But I'm sure there's probably like, I mean, it's probably like a whole school of like, it's like Harry Potter down there, but for like
Probably.
groundhogs. You know, like.
When I play Wizards and Groundhogs, my favorite class is Necropossum.
And it might be like some kind of clan type thing, you know, where like Phil, it's like Yoshimitsu in Tekken. It's like it's not the same guy. It's different Phils
it's a
over the
title.
years have taken the title of Phil. You know, it's just complicated. You know,
The wisdom of the earth is written in the roots. That must be what it is. They go to the deepest roots, they go to the deepest roots and read those after ingesting psilocybin mushrooms.
Yeah, I mean the world. It's wild. I just saw a picture today. Biz showed me a picture today of a weasel riding on a woodpecker's back. So I mean,
Yeah, it's his mount.
there's never. It's
his noble
endless
steed.
possibilities out there, you know. So there's no telling what Phil and the other Phils of the future are doing underground down there, and what plans they have for mankind. I mean, it's in their hands.
Yeah. Well, we are all ruled by a cabal of groundhogs. I mean, only the people who are versed in deep lore, esoteric lore, know that and accept it, because obviously as go the groundhogs, as go the world, so goes the world.
Yeah.
And groundhogs have more wisdom than man.
I really need to catch up. Like I have a tome somewhere around here about the groundhogs going ons, but I haven't really read much of it, I'm gonna admit. So I really gotta like get caught up on all that.
Have you gotten to the part about the otter uprising?
No.
That's
What are the weasels doing? Why are they riding woodpeckers now?
Those are their mounts. They're like paladins.
But what are they doing?
They're like paladins. They have to go patrol.
Oh, so he's just patrolling.
Yeah.
It's like joust.
I'll look it up.
They're not as
Look it up.
magic. They're not as
That
magical.
weasel is riding that son of a bitch.
Yeah, they're not as magical. They can. They're bird whisperers. That's their magic. They can tame them.
Or he was just trying to eat that fucking woodpecker. I think that's what was going on.
Total misunderstanding.
And the woodpecker just took off, and he was on his back. That's probably what happened, but I like to think that it was his mount.
Yeah, and he's a knight.
He was flying. He was delivering a message to another kingdom across the country. Somewhere in the woods or underground or in the trees, the mountains.
He had to seek the. They had to seek the
beyond
aid of
the rivers and streams.
Yeah, he was an emissary. He was given the weasel. He was a mount for the weasel, so the weasel could seek the aid of the Eagle King.
Yeah, exactly. But what were you saying about these babies?
Right, so Dan McGinley, vice president of Puxton Groundhog Club, Inner Circle. So the various vassals and worshippers of Puxatani said in a phone interview Monday, Sonny and Shadow will not be part of the ceremony. It's still Phil's job. There's still only one Puxatani Phil. The club received hundreds of suggestions for the pups' names. The final decision emerged after a one-on-one between Phil and the club's president, Tom Dunkel. So, a one-on-one between Phil and Tom Dunkel where he presumably held up Phil. What you want to name these babies? What you want to name these babies? And then Phil, whose voice is magical and mere mortals are not allowed to hear.
You only hear it's telepathic.
Yeah, it's telepathic, but he'll only speak to one person,
And he's
which
like,
is apparently...
we do not know yet if they are Phils. Will be Phils, so we must name them something.
accordingly.
Yeah.
So apparently he only talks to the club's president telepathic, which is a great honor. Today, the first family of groundhogs is
It's like
grown.
the listener
Yeah,
from the Dark Brotherhood.
yeah, kind of.
The only one that can hear Phil. It's all coming together, dude. I need to read that book. Where is it?
Today, the first family of groundhogs is grown. Puxatani Phil and wife Phyllis have 2 kits of their own. McGinley read from a scroll. It even says that shit in the article, dude. Let's not conjecture. Read from a scroll.
This is great.
Announcing the names of the pups. Born to royalty! Also a quote within the article. In a video posted on social media Monday. The babies were discovered in March by a club member who was feeding fruit and vegetables to Phil and Phyllis. Peel me a grape, human! The Groundhog family lives in a climate-controlled burrow at the local library.
Oh, so they got
Because they have to read, dude. They have to keep up on their magic.
So what we're learning from this article ultimately is that we're safe
Yeah.
for another
At least a year.
yeah.
And the generation has been secured, but we don't know if they've got the touch, if they've got the power.
They got the touch.
They'll get there.
But the article abruptly ends. But
Good.
I like
That's
the
how I
fact.
like it.
I like the fact that they live in a library, and I'm assuming I said Brary. I didn't. It almost sounded like Barry, but I'm assuming they have like a secret little section in their burrow where they keep their spell books
Yeah.
and more like archaic magical tomes.
To only be able to fit down there.
Right?
So what I've got on next on now.
Is
On
this-
here, up next here.
Is this as good as Groundhog Wizards?
No,
Try
not
that.
even close. OddityCentral.com once again. But you know how, they say Japan is always on the forefront of like style and clothing and stuff like that.
Yeah, and kaijus.
China apparently is at the forefront of what's next. What's the next big thing in coffee? Because the scallion latte, spring onion infused coffee is all the rage
Spring
in
onion.
China. Spring onions and coffee definitely don't sound made for each other. But spring onion infused lattes are apparently all the rage in China these days. A simple search for the hashtag spring onion latte hashtag on TikTok or Instagram will yield dozens of photos and videos with scallion topped latte cups. They first went viral last month when multiple Asian publications covered the unusual drink, calling it one of the most surprising combinations ever attempted.
I want to hear that business meeting. It's like coffee, but make it stinky.
Yeah.
I mean, they
Apparently, to make a good green onion latte, you first have to mash a few green onions in the cup, then add ice, milk, and coffee,
gotta mow it?
before finally topping it off with lots of chopped green onions, because why not?
it's like ramen.
Yeah, I want to hear
coffee.
I want
With
to hear
coffee.
Michael's
Look at it. It
opinions.
looks delicious.
I'd drink it.
I'd try it. But it's
I'd try it, but dude, dude, I'll eat an onion like an apple.
Yeah, I
pretty
love
much.
onions.
Like onions are great, but I've never thought. You know what this cup of coffee needs? A fucking onion.
Luckily, I don't have any onions to put in your coffee right now. So it says no one knows exactly how, where, or when spring onion latte was created, but in recent months, the crazy concoction seems to have been adopted by enough coffee shops to draw attention online. It is the latest addition to an ever-growing list of bizarre combinations, generally known as dark cuisine
The dark
in
arts.
China.
Blasphemous.
Dark cuisine basically refers to food and drinks
It comes from hell. It does.
that put people's sensibilities to the test. The chili-infused hot ice latte.
Put people's sensibilities to the test.
We featured a few
We
months
put
back.
shit
Oh.
in this burrito.
They
Are
covered
your sensibilities tested?
That's not very sensible. Well, let's try it.
Apparently, they covered a chili-infused hot
I mean,
ice latte a few months back.
Chili goes with
Reactions to the
chocolate,
spring
so-
onion latte have been mixed, which is to be expected considering the strange combination. Some people said that they had never thought they would one day have to ask for an onion-free coffee, while others declared themselves intrigued by the unique
Take a
unique
large
latte,
coffee,
but
black,
worried
no-
about
no
bad
onions.
breath.
I just want to hear the fucking guy who orders the coffee. All right, so I want a spring onion latte. Put enough onions in that to make me cry.
I want tears
Yeah.
as soon as you hand me that, baby.
onions aren't like that spicy.
Well, that make you. Well, I mean,
No, it's just
scallions
when
are
you
gonna
chop
give you bad breath.
when you chop onions, though, they make you
Yeah.
like, tear up.
Yeah.
You ever eat French onion dip with an onion?
No, but that
Onion
sounds good.
exception, yeah. But I mean, that's not coffee. It's onion.
That's onion and onion dip.
Green.
It's not close to the same. What's your fucking point, man?
I don't know. I like
Onions.
I want the point.
I like onions.
Oh, okay.
And I would try this.
Okay. I mean, did you see all the chopped green parts of the
Yeah.
scallion just floating?
You might choke on it, but
I mean, I
it's a
love
risk you gotta take.
scallions.
Dude,
So
first of all,
I wouldn't want the
American hipsters are going to be like fucking drinking the shit out of these spring onion coffees, and then American companies are going to get on and they're going, now we got the Funyun flavored
you
latte.
think it'll take off? Yeah, they'll bastardize it and start using
oh, yeah.
Funyuns
Cheesy
instead of-
blast
Funyuns instead of real onions.
And it's just gonna
Doritos
get-
and Mountain Dew.
yeah, it's going to get to the point of like,
You hear me, gamers?
you want your flaming hot Cheeto latte?
You got any more?
Yeah, hold up.
Let's get some action.
Also, butter coffee. I've heard of that. Never had
Butter
it.
and coffee, that's bulletproof. That's what they call that. Not bulletproof.
I don't think it makes you bulletproof.
What is that called? Biz, are you around? What's the butter? Bulletproof. Is that what it's called? Okay.
Because Adam Sandler likes it?
Bulletproof coffee.
It's
You
a
put
movie.
butter in it.
Yeah, he did.
You just put butter in it. I do that a lot. It's good.
We need to do an experiment.
I used to. I haven't done it in a while.
We need to get a cup of coffee, put butter in it, and then we need to shoot it and see if it's actually bulletproof.
Yeah.
Well,
What if you saute the onions in butter and
and then
pour all
put it-
that?
then you have
A
bulletproof onion
spring
latte.
onion latte?
A bulletproof spring
An
onion
onion,
latte.
Yeah.
But you had to put the milk in there,
Oh,
the sugar,
Careful, Michael.
lacquer.
You're about to fucking run Starbucks.
the garlic.
the garlic.
This is my
And the
anti-vampire
red pepper
coffee. We call it a Van Helsing.
Van Helsing.
Ew.
Yeah, I immediately took that part.
It was okay till the last.
Snakes.
Snakes!
Another one from the AP. Snakes almost on a plane. TSA discovers a bag with small snakes
Aw,
in
man.
passengers' pants.
Whoa.
Tired of all these snakes.
Yeah.
Almost on this plane.
Samuel L. Jackson's gotten better. He prevented the sequel. Miami. Airport security officers in Miami found a slithering surprise last week. A bag of snakes hidden in a passenger's pants.
Nope.
Ooh.
There wasn't no snake, baby.
We thought he had a ton of extra slimy dicks, but it turns out they were snakes. According to a post on Twitter by the Transportation Security Administration, officers at the Miami International Airport found the small bag of snakes hidden in a passenger's trousers on April 26th at a checkpoint.
First of all, hell no. And that's all.
I wonder if this was. I wonder if they were venomous.
Don't matter.
Is this for that
the snake
venom drugs?
Yeah, that I want to try because it's got to be great.
Yeah.
The post included a photo of two small snakes that were found in what appeared to be a sunglasses bag. TSA said the snakes were turned over to the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission.
baby snakes.
And the article abruptly ends.
Where were these at? Where at?
Miami.
Miami. It's
They were turned over.
Florida, man. It's Florida.
Yeah, they were turned over to the where did it say?
Florida,
the Florida
man.
Fish and
Florida,
Wildlife
man.
Conservation Commission. I'm sure nothing bad happened to them after they were handed over to a state agency in Florida.
No, they're already having all kinds of problems with pythons and stuff.
Oh, no, I
Boa
know, dude.
constrictors.
Yeah, they're screwing up the Everglades.
Yeah, they're eating everything, and they're killing alligators. They're
Yeah, well,
like-
because there's no natural predators.
yeah, it's crazy.
All right. That one's done.
I got one.
Don't put
I got
snakes
one
in
more.
your pants.
I think we
An
need...
oddity central again.
Unless it's your own.
And this one's just, it's just how those, the Russians, they're just, it's like all that propaganda. They're just the strongest, and they just do everything the great. It's world's longest football match ends after 26 hours of play and 825 goals. A football field at the Luzhniki Olympic Sports Complex on the outskirts of Moscow recently hosted the world's longest football game, which lasted a total of 26 hours. To celebrate All-Russian Football Day last Saturday, 2 teams of 7 players each gathered at the Luzhniki Olympic Sports Complex to break the record for the longest football match ever. The game started at noon on Saturday and ended after 26 hours at 2 in the afternoon on Sunday. The previous record had been set in 2014 when 2 teams played the beautiful game. That's what's written. The beautiful game
I've always
for
wanted to fucking
24
game
hours straight. This time around, the red team defeated the white team with a score of 416 goals to 409. Because the game was played in a 7 versus 7 format, it was not considered an official football game, so there is virtually no chance of the record being validated by Guinness Records. It will, however, be recorded in the Russian Book of Records.
We did for love of game.
Yeah.
Beautiful game that we would like to have sex with. Like beautiful busty woman.
Whoa. Over the 26 hours,
take the shit
players were
better in the
required to play
moonlight.
for 2 hours straight and then take an 8-minute bathroom break.
Damn.
And that's how the article ends. So,
What was that workday conversation like? Yo, man, you catch your game last night? I gotta go home because I've been up for 26 fucking hours.
or being at the game. Like, did fans, I wonder if fans got to, like, stay and watch like the whole time that they camp out in the stands? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
It's sleeping bag day at Moscow Fields.
For the most beautiful game.
the records that you come across, like people are trying to set, like
Yeah.
it's just ridiculous. But Guinness won't recognize it because it was an official right number of players on each team. I don't know I don't know enough about soccer or football to know how many players start on each side. So when I heard 7 on 7,
You get it.
it didn't sound weird to me. It didn't sound to me. I mean, it's the world sport. It's a beautiful game.
Yeah, this is the most beautiful game. That is why we give sleeping bags, so you may sleep and you may masturbate.
I thought they would like
Relative
I thought
privacy.
Russians would be like more like something like, I don't know, wrestling or
Sambo or rugby or
I didn't know that they
bear fisting.
Hammer to the face.
No, what?
Kettlebell polo.
It's an Olympics.
What do you think they're doing over there?
Kettlebell water
It's a
polo.
Russian Olympics.
Kettlebell water polo, yeah.
Championships.
Well, that's all the stories I have.
Hammer and sickle throw.
Yeah.
So why don't you give us one?
Dragon-like... this is from the Miami Herald. Dragon-like sea creature pulled from depths off New Zealand. It's a new species.
This is my nightmare.
Off the coast of New Zealand, scientists aboard a research vessel, this is how like Godzilla movies start, hauled in their nets. Caught inside was a dragon-like sea creature. It turned out to be a new species. I don't know why I'm veering into like Dragon Ball Z narrator.
Dragons.
Yeah, oh, that might be why. That's a good point. Subconsciously, I'm sure that's what it is. Christopher Kennelly came across an unfamiliar-looking fish from 1976 while doing research for a project on fish diversity in New Zealand. The specimen intrigued him, but wasn't part of his project. When he found it in 2008, according to a study published May 27th in the peer-reviewed journal Zootaxa. 8 years later, scientists captured a second similar-looking fish. The study said this time the dragon-like sea creature became part of Kennelly's work. Researchers studied the pair of deep-sea fish and realized they'd discovered a new species. Eustomius, Nominostomius, Robetsi, or Robert's dragonfish. Robert's dragonfish can reach just over 9 inches in length,
Oh, it's tiny.
the size of a small porn star's dick. That doesn't say that in the article.
Is the porn star small, or is that a small dick for a porn star?
Small dick for a porn star.
Okay.
Although that does remind me of like a weird porn I saw one time in a porn shop. It was like Attack of the Giant Midget. He's only 3. He may be small, but in his pants hides a monster. That was the tagline on the cover.
That's good.
It was during.
I like it.
It was during like Halloween when you saw.
Is there a picture of this fish? Sorry.
Yeah, that's
there
what I was
might
about
be.
to ask.
Oh yeah, you guys don't want to hear the other porn titles like Edward Penis Hands. And
Oh, I've heard of that
I've
one.
heard of you.
the Texas Dildo Massacre.
Oh, that's a good one. I've heard of the penis hands.
Anyway, the study said it has a pronounced snout, large eyes, and fangs. Its skin is a uniform black color dotted with light-emitting organs known as photophores. There's the
I want to see.
There's that bad boy.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, it looks more like an Eastern dragon.
It doesn't look like a dragon at all.
Yeah, more like an Eastern dragon.
I'm mad.
I am terrified of the ocean.
You should be, dude.
Yeah, because I had a dream there's like a dragon type thing, and it's in Shadow of the Colossus. I had this dream before that game came out. Was it a flying
You didn't
thing?
dream of the thing in there. I don't believe you.
Except mine was underwater and this was flying around the air. But it was the same thing.
You're talking about the thing with the big air sacs?
It's got like wings.
Flies around really slow, yeah.
It's black.
It's not black. It's in the
That's
desert.
great.
I know what you're talking about. It's in the desert stage.
Yeah.
It's got the air sac things that you have to like pop,
yeah.
have it come down.
There's that thing. It was underwater.
Yeah.
And it scared the crap out of me.
Man, that game was great.
Like, I manifested this.
I heard they're remastering it.
They did it. It already was remastered for PS4.
I thought they were doing it again.
Like an actual remaster
I thought so. I could be wrong.
or a remake.
I don't remember.
Well, they put it out on PS4, and I think it was enhanced a little bit, but they didn't do any big changes, which I'm glad. I don't want them to do.
That
Why don't
game's
they just make a sequel? You could make a
beautiful. Still.
Well, I mean, they always have spiritual sequels, like The Last Guardian is like in the same universe, kind of, but like just like that was like a spiritual sequel to Ico, which was about something totally different, but it's like in the same universe. I don't think that team of guys are together anymore, so I don't think they're like
Well, we
Two
can
main creators.
We can end the Dragon Sea creature story because none of the rest of it was interesting.
It wasn't?
Not really.
Well, I was just disappointed because it doesn't really look like a dragon. It just
It
looks
kind
like
of
a
looks like an
burnt...
Eastern dragon, dude. Except for not as pretty and without the like catfish whiskers.
Well, I guess
I
I just...
was disappointed it was only 9 inches, just like my last girlfriend.
He was banging Thumbelina. Leave him alone.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Hey, what did we say before
He
this
captured a
started?
leprechaun and fucked it.
We were going to bring back up and talk about... What was it?
Oh shit!
You're just
my
spilling
bad.
coffee.
Oh man, my bad. Oh no.
Wait,
Hey, you're supposed to be drinking it.
Yeah.
Oh, and then Michael's dropping shit. What's
I
going
didn't
on?
drop that. I was trying
That
to
was
catch
my
it.
phone.
This everything's going to shit. No, what were we talking? There was something
I was
before.
trying to help.
We're like, oh, we need to talk about that before we started.
Oh, the Capcom fighting games.
Oh, yeah.
The Capcom release.
Yeah, they're coming out with they're bringing Capcom's bringing out a collection. I'm sorry, I'll fucking get that in a minute.
No, it's on my foot.
No,
Got it.
but no, they're bringing out a Capcom collection of what was it all? It was Marvel Heroes, Children of the Atom, Street Fighter versus X-Men,
Yeah, they're coming.
Capcom versus Marvel 2, and the Punisher beat 'em up.
The Versus collection. And then they just threw the Punisher beat him up in there just for...
I'm excited,
measure.
dude.
It's
I'll
awesome.
take it.
I'll take it because it was never... Wait, it was ported. It was on Sega Genesis.
Was it?
But it was not... It was okay. It was
I'm
kind
ready
of
for the
crappy
art. Yeah,
port.
but I think it's going to be the arcade version, so it'll have the
It
better
is arcade version. Yeah, it's all the violence.
But it'll have the better graphics because if you remember the Captain America and the Avengers video game that got ported to Super Nintendo, the port to Super Nintendo is nowhere near as good as the arcade version.
No. The arcade is great. But, yeah, I'm excited for that because I haven't played a lot of the Versus games in years. I've played 2 many times since
yeah.
I've played any of the, like, was it X-Men versus Street Fighter and
I've played-
Marvel Superheroes,
I've
blah,
played
blah,
that a
blah,
few
blah, blah, blah,
times,
blah,
too.
all those.
But I haven't got to play, dude. I haven't really got to play much of Street Fighter versus X-Men. Like the only times I got to play
That's
that
great.
were like when I randomly found them in like Walmart's or Kmart's or something.
Yeah,
and they
arcade,
just had an
yeah.
arcade machine randomly sitting there.
Right.
Yeah, I got a buddy who's got the arcade 1-up. It's got a bunch of those on there, but that's way more expensive than just buying a. Disc.
Yeah, and it's like a small arcade.
Yeah.
Those are cool, but like that's what's always turned me off of them is like I understand the gimmick of making them a little bit smaller so it's more accessible for like putting them in your house and shit. But certain games that are like multiplayer, 2-player or more, it makes it really fucking cramped playing on those arcade 1-up machines. You know?
Yeah, the Ninja Turtles
dude,
one.
Yeah.
I'd still buy the Ninja Turtles one and the X-Men one though, dude.
Yeah.
Just because that'd be worth having. I
But
love that old
If I was
X-Men
gonna
arcade.
have, the X-Men arcade, I'd love to have like the old double screen.
Oh, that would be sick if you actually had the full size cabinet.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you just get a booster seat.
I was playing some Tekken 8 earlier, and
It's real.
yeah, I know it's a boost. It's just like a stand.
Yeah.
I was playing some Tekken 8 earlier, and they're just talking about fighting games reminded me of this. Like, I saw the best customization. You see great customizations all the time in Tekken. You know?
Yeah.
But I played this guy who was playing Brian Fury, and his customization was Shaggy from Scooby-Doo.
Okay.
So as Brian Fury is fucking Shaggy, and it was like, I mean, spot on, dude. The shirt, the pants. Used Asuka's hair to give him the Shaggy hair. It was fucking hilarious. I just wanted to bring it up because I was like cracking up trying to fight this guy and beat him. I'm sitting here fighting fucking
Did he have his mic on? Was
cybernetic
he-
Shaggy. No, you can't hear anybody talking.
yeah,
But like,
you don't have a mic where you can talk to people like Zoinks, dude.
that'd be good. I wish you could like. I mean, I'm sure there's mods you could probably get. Add. I mean, there was mods for Tekken 7 where you could add. Who was it? There was somebody playing one time. I was watching online, playing and had a mod on PC for Dragonov, and it made him look like Solid Snake, but from PS1, like the PS1 graphics, and like had the voice sounds like from the game too. It was pretty awesome.
What?
Is Kuma an 8?
Kuma? Yeah, and he's got like he's wearing Heihachi's gi, like fat guy in a little coat style,
Yeah.
his gi top, and he has Heihachi's red belt tied around his head like a headband.
Oh, dude.
And he does he has a bunch of Heihachi's moves now. When he goes into heat, he has his electric wind God Fist, and it's awesome, dude.
Somebody needs to mod that and make him look like Smokey the Bear, though.
Oh, I'm sure he's probably out there. There was this big controversy going on for a little while with the mods. They were shutting people down with mods, and it was Bandai Namco. It wasn't the team from the actual Tekken team, but and it was a lot of it was unintentional, shutting people down for. I can't remember the reasoning. There's certain things that people weren't supposed to be doing, but then people who weren't actually breaking rules were still getting
oh, okay,
pulled their videos and stuff pulled from YouTube and shit. But I don't know, people come up with some cool ass mods, and then there's people also getting reported through the reporting system. You can you can report people for rage quit or unplugging and all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
But you can report people for it, and because people are doing it crazy because they didn't have any kind of repercussions for a while, but now they're tracking it and banning people and shit. But
the only thing
there was people getting banned for somebody posted one to Harada on Twitter of this guy who had a mod, and it just made his character look like a big pink square that was just flopping around super fast, so you couldn't see anything on the screen. And so you couldn't fight him. And they're and Harada was yeah, this kind of shit's gonna be banned. But
the pink flop.
yeah, it was hilarious. Some of the stuff.
That's my favorite time of day.
Yoshimitsu is killer. I've always loved him, but I don't know why I said it. I just brought it up. He's fucking badass in the game. But yeah, it's a great game. Pisses me off a lot, but it's great. it's fun, right?
Nobody's made Yoshimitsu look like Darth Vader yet.
No, but you can make them look like Power Rangers and all kinds of shit. Only thing bad about this one is how we always talked about for years. Harada would fight against the making stuff where you had to pay or paid DLC and stuff. A lot of stuff now you're buying through the shop and crap now.
Are we getting that Waffle House?
I wish, but then he talked about that on Twitter too. He'd have to they'd have to make a deal with the company and licensing and all that shit.
Yeah, that's true.
They could make a fake Waffle House. We'll call it Waffle Hut or
Waffle
whatever.
Home.
Just make it as long as it's something different. Make it look a little similar.
Waffle Arena. Waffle Coliseum.
But yeah, I don't think I have any other entertainment or
No, I mean I don't.
pop culture news that I'm really super excited about that I've heard recently. Besides the new Zelda game and that Nintendo Direct was good.
Yeah,
A lot of cool stuff coming out. Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah, I've been playing some different games.
I kind of feel like that's probably going to be. I feel like that's probably going to be the last big title probably for the Switch, and then when they announce the next system, and it'll probably be on Switch and the next one.
Probably, but man, the thing to me about Switch has a lot of. I've got to give Switch this. Switch has a huge library and a lot of games worth playing, dude. Man, I have more games for the Switch than I've had for any system in a long time. Just because there's a lot of games worth having. I think the current Xbox and the current PlayStation, because isn't the next PlayStation coming out next year? I'd heard they're possible.
Wow.
No way.
Somebody was trying to tell me that, but if the new systems come out within the next year, I'm not buying one because the libraries for the current Xbox and PlayStation right now, in my opinion, are fucking pathetic.
Except for the indie games that you can download.
Yeah. But I mean, you can. That's fine, but that exists on everything.
Big games, yeah, big games. Sony has not where say in house that you can only get on Sony. They haven't released a whole lot.
Dude,
worth the shit.
I don't have much on PlayStation right now. I've got Spider-Man Miles Morales, which was on the last system. I've got Spider-Man 2. I've got Dark Souls, and then I just bought Jedi Fallen Order, which I haven't played yet because I found it on
Demon
sale.
Souls remake.
Yeah, there we go.
That's a great game.
That's all I've got so far because there's not much worth having. There's a few there's 3 or 4 other games that I would probably buy, and they're all
fighting games you want to play because they're going to run better. Because
God of War.
I heard the PS4 version of Street Fighter 4. Street Fighter 6 runs like shit.
I'm sure it does.
So if you don't have it on PC, you'll want it on PS5, But
I don't know. Like, yeah, Switch has a lot of good shit. A lot of times I find myself just like forgetting though. Like, oh shit, I forgot I was gonna play that game. Like,
I just don't have the time anymore, dude.
yeah,
I found myself accidentally swallowing Switch games. So
just
tiny.
randomly just pick them up, see them somewhere, and you just
Yeah, I was
swallow
like
it.
chewing on something else.
You look at it and you're like, oh, that's cool, and it accidentally falls in your mouth and you swallow it.
Oh, crunchy. Oh, shit. 60
Supposedly it
bucks.
tastes like ass.
No, Mario Odyssey.
All right, guys.
I mean,
I guess we'll give it a wrap up. We've been going for almost an hour and a half, and sounds like a good time to end it. So,
End it now.
we'll just end it right.
did you poison this coffee?
I might have.